Hey everyone, this is Robert Keats with goldsilverpros.com. It is Monday, November 23rd, 2020. We're almost at Thanksgiving. And in that vein, I wanted to continue our research on discovery and exploration projects for gold, as I've been talking about the last few weeks. We have not had major gold discoveries in a long time. That's led to a lack of gold resources in the ground for near-term production. And what I think is going to be an oncoming gold rush, for reasons I've documented on this channel many, many times, we're going to need access to more gold to get it into the hands of people that want to invest in it. And given the lack of resource development we've had since 2011, since the previous gold high in 2011, it's what we really need to do is find new gold ounces in the ground. And I think for investors looking at mining stock companies, this is going to be a very big sweet spot potential for you guys to invest in these companies. There are only so many gold and silver mines coming online, which is one sweet spot to go invest in the market. The other sweet spot is getting early stage discovery and explorer plays that have good ground in good districts with good management. I'm going to show you another one today. We're going to get into, however, a little bit of the history of gold mining Nevada before I show you the company. As you can see here on the right, we've got a map of a lot of the gold mines that have produced gold here in Nevada. There's been quite a few. There's a long history of gold mining in Nevada. Of course, you have the Carlin Trend, you have Battle Mountain, which we'll be talking about here in a few moments. Gold mining in Nevada is very big. Nevada has propelled the U.S. to the #5 gold producer in the world. I think 78% of gold production in the U.S. has come from Nevada in 2018. And the U.S. is one of the biggest producers of gold in the world. It's #5. And a lot of it, the reason is because there's a lot of good ground in Nevada, but Nevada is also very conducive to having mines come in and do that. They really want people to mine and get that resource out of the ground. It's a great place to do business. So if you want to get a stable jurisdiction, probably the best jurisdiction in all the United States, to go after gold and get some of the best ground, you're going to want to go to Nevada. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. Remember, Nevada is really the sweet spot for gold production in the U.S. There's a new company here. It's basically a merger of two companies. It's a business combination of Victory Metals and Nevada King, creating a leading Nevada gold explorer and developer. And we're going to see here that they have some mines with past production, as well as some drill results on some ground that are very encouraging, as well as a lot of land package that they went and got very inexpensively. I'll read a little bit from the press release, and then we'll get into the actual company documentation and show you what the potential value is. It says here, Victory Metals Incorporated and Nevada King Mining Ltd, a private BC company, announced that they have entered into a binding letter agreement dated November 16th, whereby Victory will acquire all the issued and outstanding shares of Nevada King. So it will be completed pursuant to a plan of arrangement, and the shareholders in Nevada King will hold 50% of the issued and outstanding Victory shares following completion of the transaction. In addition, they're going to get $8 million private placement at the same time. So what does all that mean? You're taking two companies with good projects in Nevada, putting them together to form sort of a mega company, and they're going to raise $8 million. And a lot of that money is going to go into their drilling plan for 2021, which we'll show you here in a moment when we get into the company documentation. I wanted to get real quickly some highlights, and then we'll go on to the details about why this could be a good investment. It produces a leading Nevada explorer and developer focused exclusively on the Battle Mountain Trend, one of the world's most endowed and prolific gold trends. We'll show you that here in a moment. There's been a ton of big deposits found in Battle Mountain. Nevada King now is the fastest growing mineral claim holder in the U.S. and now ranks as Nevada's 4th largest active claim holder with about 6,000 claims, totaling 115,000 acres. So a lot of land, a lot of exploration potential. And if you're a big gold producer looking for land in Battle Mountain, you want to get access to it, you're going to have to come through Nevada King. So that's a big bonus point for Nevada King. They've got the land, and if you want it, you may have to go through them and do some sort of deal. And the cool thing is the way that they went about and got it, they got it very cheaply through staking. We'll go over that here in a moment. It brings together 200% owned development stage assets. First, you have the Atlanta Gold Mine, Nevada. Remember, I said they had some past producing mines. This is a past producing gold mine with record production of 110,000 ounces and 800,000 ounces of silver. And they completed a 43-101 in 2020, where they're seeing 11 million tons, grading 1.3 grams per ton gold and 11.9 grams per ton silver. That's very, very good, very solid. They also have the Ironpoint vanadium gold project in Nevada, North America's largest mineralized vanadium footprint. It's shallow, open pittable, which means low cost typically. And they're moving towards a 43-101 resource estimate and a preliminary economic assessment for what it would cost and how much money they would make to basically mine that project. And the cool thing about 43-101 is they add a lot of definition to what the projects are capable of. So wanted to stress here, Nevada King has got a lot of staked ground, a lot of exploration potential, but they've also got a couple of past producing mines and some really good discovery projects, which we'll go over here in a moment, where they've had some good drill results in the past. These core assets are combined with a portfolio of district scale exploration projects at the heart of the Battle Mountain Trend, including Golconda Gold, Horse Mountain, Mill Creek, Lewis, Hilltop South, Buffalo Valley, Cedars, Carico Lake, Kobe Valley, and Havana. And I want to show you some of the land that they staked. It's all in red here, the land that they have staked. And you can see it's next to a bunch of existing deposits or past producing mines. Everything in the big blue dot here is 9.65 million ounce deposits. Everything, these purple dots are between 3.22 and 9.65. The green is 1.61 to 3.22 million. So you can see this battle trend. There's just an absolute massive amount of discovery and development. And that's really what is one of the two big trends that have propelled Nevada to being the largest gold producer, one of the largest gold producers in the world, and certainly the largest producing here in the US. And they've got land all in and around this. So they're on trend next to a bunch of really good existing deposits and production in Nevada. And they've got a lot of it. And remember, they're the fourth biggest now stakeholder in Nevada. So if you want to get Nevada land for gold, then you're going to have to go through Nevada King. Here's where they are as it stands to the largest claim holders here in Nevada. You got the biggest ones, Nevada Gold Mines, and you have Kinross, Waterton, McEwick Mining, and then you have, they're ahead actually of Hecla and Coeur, and they're trying to get up to about 7,000 to 8,000 active claims, which would put them ahead of McEwen Mining and just behind Waterton, Kinross, and Nevada. And we'll go over their projects here in a moment. Here's a few just to remember. There's the Atlanta Mine, the Carico Lake Project, Crescent Valley, Havana Vanadium, Golconda Gold, Horse Mountain, Mill Creek, Hilltop South, Kobe Valley, and Lewis Project to remember. We'll go over the projects. Here's a really good map. Again, here's the Battle Mountain Trend. You can see just massive land claims over here. A lot of names, Ironpoint, Vanadium, Golconda, Horse Mill, the names that we just mentioned, along with the existing Atlanta Mine, the Ironpoint Vanadium project that we talked about. And here are all these blue, orange, and green dots are all of these big finds along this trend. You can see there's a concentration. Let's pull this up just a little bit. It really is a concentration, as you can see right along here, along this trend of all these big finds. And that's where they staked a lot of their land. But they're also, look at all these big finds here. And look at all these big finds here. This is a really prolific district. And it's really cool that Nevada King and Victory have gotten together and put together the resources, really focusing on this trend. It really concentrates the value that they're going to bring to Nevada gold mining. The Atlanta Mine, of course, was acquired in 2019 from Meadow Bay Gold. It has 12 patented claims. There are 85 low claims. It's a past producing mine with 500,000 ounce gold equivalent drill resource completed in 2018. It was an underground small surface mining from 1905 to 1966. That's 61 years. Meadow Bay in 2011 paid 17 million for it. And they did, as well as doing exploration and drilling. And they have some good core results here, the 1.3 grams per ton gold and 11.6 grams per ton silver. Of course, you had Goldfields Mining Corp come in there and do some drilling. Bobcat did some drilling. Kinross is in there in 1997, 1998. That's a big name. And they produced an inferred resource at 8.4 million tons at 1.7.1 grams per ton and 14.4 grams per ton silver. So again, lots of big companies coming in there, getting good results at the Atlanta mine. And that tells you that there's value here in the portfolio for Nevada King. I want to talk a little bit about Ironpoint and vanadium. What is vanadium used for? We've got some information here from rsc.org, Royal Society of Chemistry. It's 80% of vanadium used as a steel additive. Vanadium steel alloys are very tough and used for armor plates, axles, tools, piston rods, crankshafts. It's also used in nuclear reactors. Vanadium is a very sought after metal that is definitely needed for steel, for nuclear reactors and things like that. So the Ironpoint is going to combine some gold and some much needed vanadium. And it's good to have more than one resource. You don't want to just go for gold or silver. Having some copper, lead, zinc, or in this case, vanadium can really add value to that portfolio. Wanted to talk a little bit about the share structure of the company. Palisades owns 41%, 10% directors and management. There's a New York family office, 6%, Australian family office, 7%. So some big investors in here that basically are on board with the project. Here's the press release. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the key people. You have Paul Matt Siek is a serial entrepreneur, geochemist, and geologist. He's had 5 successful project exits in his past. So this is where you talk about serially successful people, like Rick Rule says, in the mining business. Paul is definitely one of those. Since 2004, as CEO and chairman, he is primarily focused on exploration, development, and sale of 5 publicly listed companies, aggregate worth over $2 billion. So he's definitely done this before. You also have some finance experience. Mr. Cattell is a founder and executive chairman of Palisades Gold Corp, Canada's resource-focused merchant bank with $420 million and growing, as well as founder, executive chairman of Newfound Gold Corp, a $600 million market cap gold explorer. President director is Susan Levertu, where she has been instrumental organizing, financing, advancing operations, and directing overall strategy. A private resource-focused investor. So you have a lot of investment experience in the company to be able to finance a company. You have a really good geologist here. President of Quest Geological Consultants, Cal Heron, a geo consultancy group focused on minerals exploration in North America. He has 40 years of experience. And you have Bassam Mubarak. He's raised over $200 million in finance. So you have people who have done successful companies, who know how to get financing, and who know how to go out and search for the mineral resources. A really, really good team. Of course, it's has a good board of directors as well. I'll let you read through that. So why Nevada? Well, you've got a 31 million ounce Gretchen belt, the 63 million ounce Carlin belt, and where they've concentrated their resources is the massive 92 million ounce Battle Mountain belt. Nevada is also rated by the Fraser Institute as the world's #1 mining district. So if you want friendly mining districts, you come to Nevada. That's why we want to focus on this area. This is not an AK-41 district. This is not a district where it's very difficult to get investment or licenses through, or people to invest in, or get the government to come on board with some of these projects. It's the most endowed gold belt on planet Earth. So if you want gold, you come to the Battle Mountain Trend. And Nevada King started acquiring key land positions in 2016. Again, they did it through staking. They don't have a lot of royalty agreements. There's not a lot of, dilutive agreements there. They're going to take value from investors. They went and staked the ground. About 98% of what they did, they staked, which is the primary way of doing it here in Nevada. They get cheap access to it so they can spend their money not paying off to people through these royalty agreements, but spending money on the drilling and on development of these projects. And right now it's very difficult to stake claims now. We showed you the chart of the top 5 or 6 active claim holders in Nevada. Most of the claims have been taken now. So if you want access to that gold, you're going to have to go through one of those companies, one of those, of course, being Nevada King. So I anticipate this is a good optionality play. Nevada King could spin off some of its land to a big producer if they want to develop that property, or they could keep it and develop them themselves. I'm sure there's going to be a combination of some of both. 98% of Nevada King's ground is royalty free. They're targeting big deposits. So they're going after land that have big deposits, and they want to go district scale with it. Again, a look at their deposit. They have here the top 11. You have Atlanta, Lewis, Horse Mountain, Mill Creek, Ironpoint, Golconda, Buffalo Valley, Hilltop South. If you look at some of these, the placement of some of these, you have the Atlanta mine, which is past producing down here. You have over here Ironpoint, which is next to a very big gold deposit. You have the Lewis, which is in Hilltop South, and Crescent Valley, which are next to a lot of really good size gold deposits. You have a lot of land here next to the McCoy Cove mine, which has somewhere between 3.2 and 9.65 million ounces. So they're right on trend next to some of these previous gold finds. And so you probably pretty good chance that they're going to find some really good stuff. We're going to talk again about the Atlanta gold mine that had measured and indicated contained silver ounces of 4 million at 11.9 parts per million, contained gold ounces 460,000. So that's a really nice size for a mine, and it's close to the Ruby Hill mine, which has 2.3 million ounces. So again, in a really good area. They're going to do an exploration program. They're spending 2.5 million 2020 2021 on exploring the Atlanta gold mine. They're going to have an environmental review. They're going to look at infrastructure, soil sampling, rock samples, road and pad construction. All of these things that are going to be spent on the $2.5 million. Of course, they have some taxes, and they're going to do the 43-101, the metallurgical test work. So they're advancing the Atlanta mine towards getting it back and ready, and they're going to do some geophysical surveys and then some drilling on it to see what they have. You have the Horse Mountain Mill Creek Gold Project. This is a lower plate target with a high-grade historic hits by Barrick. So Barrick, a major name in gold mining, has gotten some pretty good hits, 3.17 grams per ton over here at 2.29 meters. They've also found some mercury and arsenic there. and they found some other drill holes here as well. So there's some stuff there at Horse Mountain that leads you to believe that there is going to be a pretty good deposit there. They need to go ahead and continue that. They're doing some exploration on that, 687,000, where they're going to be doing some magnetics, some gravity soil samples, rock samples, some RC drilling 4 holes, some assays, and some other things, and paying a geologist to look at those results. So they're going to push forward Horse Mountain Creek, and the company anticipates this is potentially one of their better deposits. That's what they're thinking. So they're putting this one out front. They've also got the Lewis project, which is not that far from the Phoenix mine, which has 10 million ounces. And this is one of the last untested gold districts in the heart of what they call elephant country in the Battle Mountain. It's adjacent to and on trend with the Nevada Gold Mines Hilltop Gold Deposit, which had 2 million ounces. There was underground production from 1880 to 1928, about 48 years, which yielded 5.5 million ounces. Sorry. There's an historical database which reveals good mineralization in several drill holes. There's drilling in St. George Metals from 1986, 1990 that identified a potential low-grade open pit resource. They still got to do the 43-101 on that. So they've had some samplings of 3.321 gold grams per ton gold and 24.5 grams per ton silver. So they've had some really good samplings there. They're going to continue on that one as well, develop the Lewis project as well. They're going to spend about 1.1 million on that. They're going to have, again, magnetics via a drone to kind of see where they think the resource is. It kind of narrows down where you think the resource is in the area when you do that magnetics. They're going to take soil samples. They're going to do some road pad construction, some drilling. They're going to send the assays off and see what they have. And you can see here in the yellow the Nevada King claims, and you can see all of the other deposits or what's been found in this general area. So they're all around all of that. And so they think that they're going to continue to find additional mineralization in an historic prolific area. Of course, you got Ironpoint, which has a vanadium. It's a vanadium system in search of they're looking maybe at a Carlin style gold system underneath that. The vanadium mineralization is hosted in the upper plate. It contains 2 near horizontal mineralized horizons. They're working toward a maiden 43-101. It says here, Ethos Gold is earning up to 50% interest in Ironpoint by spending $5 million to explore for a Carlin-style gold deposit, because if they find the Carlin-style gold deposit, remember Carlin Trend, that type of gold deposit has been very prolific in Nevada gold mining history. Is the second most prolific in Nevada in terms of ounces found. There was a core hole drilled by Ethos, which had 5.8 meters grading, 0.165 parts per million gold. So they think they have something there. They're going to continue to work on that. They're going to spend about $881,000 on that one this year to the metallurgical studies, resource model, database management, and so on and so forth, to kind of see what they have. And the joint venture paid for by Ethos Gold is going to be additional $2 million development. They're going to do a 3D model. They're going to do 8 drill holes. They're going to do continue to put together some of the data to see what's at Ironpoint. So nice to have that there. There's a bunch of other projects here as well. I'm not going to go over every single one of them, but you have Golconda, which is near the Pinson mine at 2.9 million ounces. You have Buffalo Valley Gold Project, which is near the Phoenix mine, 10 million ounces. The Pipeline mine here next to Hilltop had 22 million ounces. Cortez mine, 17 million ounces. A ton of ounces in Battle Mountain. I'm spending a lot of time talking about the potential here because I think it could be a really, really good project. Again, being announced over the weekend by the 2 companies, Victory Metals and Nevada Kings, now going to be called Nevada King. It's going to put together 2 past producing mines with a lot of potential in Battle Mountain. Again, Nevada is the most prolific gold district and the easiest to get to mining in the U.S. It propels 78% of U.S. gold output. It made the U.S. Number 5 in the world gold producer, and Nevada by itself produces 5% of the world's gold in 2018. These are big things, and this new company has major land assets there. They're top 5 in land assets. So if you're going to want to go to the most prolific U.S. gold zone on the most prolific Battle Mountain trend with 92 million ounces found so far, you're going to probably have to at some point go through Nevada. There's optionality there. Nevada could continue to develop these projects and mine them. It could spin them off. It could sell them off. It could do royalty agreements with other companies because it holds the claims on that land. There's a lot of different ways that this company can make money, and they've got so much land and so much access that you could see value in this company for several years. And where they are in the Lassonde curve, two sweet spots on the Lassonde curve. Right before you go to producing, when you've got your asset basically outlined and you're going to build the mine, that's one sweet spot. The other sweet spot's at the beginning when you're in discovery phase and your exploration, and you're in really, really good land and you've got some early drill results. But the news hasn't really gotten out there yet, but you're starting to develop that and you're in a prolific mining district. There are going to be premiums to these projects you're not going to get on other gold producers. If you're out somewhere in the middle of South America and where they don't have infrastructure and there hasn't been a lot of gold found, you're not going to get a big premium on those companies, but you'll get a big premium in the United States, in Nevada, because of past production, because of the quality of the district, because of the quality of the area you're in Battle Mountain, because of the quality of the management you have on this project, where they've shown that they could do it before. So this is potentially really, really good find for you guys if you're looking to add some exploration to your portfolio, some discovery to your portfolio to help us get that gold out of the ground that we're going to need for this onslaught of coming investment gold, which I think is coming, and to make up for the last 20 years of not having major gold finds. If you want to get on that end of the portfolio, which I think is important end of the portfolio to be in as a mining stock investor, I think this company, Nevada King, could be a pretty good resource for you. Spent a lot of time on this one because I think the potential is really, really good. So definitely take a look at that one for your portfolio. Make your decisions on that. And if you have any questions, you can email me at robert@goldsilverpros.com. I'd be happy to answer them as much as I can. I'll go ahead and wrap up the video today. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.